Hello, I'm Askar Sherlief and you're watching the news from Kazakhstan. We have new details about the scandal linked to the corruption practices of Timur Kulibayev. The newspaper Respublika learned that the General Prosecutor's Office has received an appeal from Mukhtar Ablyazov concerning Nursultan Nazarbayev's son-in-law. Attached to the appeal there also was an impressive package of documents involving numerous persons in addition to those mentioned in the letter to Mukhtar Shakhanov. Copies of the letter were also sent to the National Security Committee, Internal Affairs Ministry and Economical and Corruption Control Agency.
According to enclosed documents, an organized criminal group led by Mr. Kulibayev from 2003 to 2005 acted in collusion with several leaders of the Chinese National Oil Company and executed deals to sell the state share stock of the company SNPS Aktobe Munaygaz at a price much lower than the market price. For its actions, the group was paid $165.9 million as a bribe, later concealed from taxation.
We will continue following the development of this story and report about the reaction to the letter from various bodies it was sent to. To the other news, the government has simplified the procedure of obtaining soft loans and allocated extra education grants. Even though the cabinet doesn't link these actions to the recent activity of Almaty students who sent a special parcel to the government, the education minister says some groups are politicizing the situation.
Yesterday, the Education Minister Janseit Tuminbayev called the recent action of Almaty students a political speculation. 2 weeks ago, they sent a package to the government which contained iodine for improve the intellect of officials, Viagra to raise the ratings of the cabinets, and also some cheap noodle packs. The minister does not say whether he considers the present insulting, although he clearly sees a hidden political motive.
It is done by a specific group of people consisting not only of students, because we constantly work with students from all universities. It is obvious that there is a certain group that does all of this.
The action organizers were outraged by the unfair conditions of soft loans available from the state through its crisis management program. According to the public union Ar-Ruhaq, only about 500 students out of 500,000 used the bank lending. Hence, the idea with the package was born as a reminder about the failure of the national program. The education minister did not say whether the government received the package, but tried to reassure Kazakh students. The cabinet makes new concessions. The procedure of obtaining soft loans is simplified further. Moreover, additional grants to cover education costs will be allocated for more than 2,000 students.
Children with hepatitis C will be treated selectively in Kazakhstan. The free treatment will be provided only to those with leukemia. Parents and patients were able to secure the state provision of the necessary medicine. What will happen to other ill children? They can wait, say doctors.
The Almaty Pediatric Center reported on Tuesday that the state will cover expenses for treating hepatitis C only for children with leukemia. It is too expensive for the center to provide all its patients with medicine. Children with leukemia are currently treated for free, as was promised by the healthcare minister Doskaliyev, says the center's director Yermek Ayazbayev. Polymerase chain reaction diagnostics for detection of infected DNA cells will be opened here in a month. Still, no one is trying to overcome the local cancer discrimination.
We have non-leukemia patients with hepatitis C. They are diagnosed with other pathologies and also require medicine, but we cannot give it to them. Currently, we supply it for free only to leukemia patients.
On the other hand, a lot has changed for patients who ended up on the minister's list. Ainur Nugmanova and her son travel here from Atyrau for medical examination once in 3 months. The child has both leukemia and hepatitis C. The attitude has really changed after the recent scandal, says the woman. We spent $135 every 3 months just on tests. Now everything is free, and they promise that the polymerase chain reaction diagnostics will be free as well. We don't have to run around and pay anymore. The rest of hepatitis C patients who are not on the list of the minister Doskaliyev will have to wait for now. Apparently, the situation can be changed only through a new scandal in the healthcare ministry or an active position of children's parents.
Officials do not want to take responsibility for another problem, this time related to the shortage of medicine for hemophilia patients. Representatives of the healthcare ministry blame businessmen for the situation. The state purchased enough of necessary medicine last March, while disabled people became the means of manipulation in this pharmaceutical game.
We understand the concern of businessmen about the issue. We want to let everyone know that this year there will be no volume reductions whatsoever. The tenders for purchase of medicine will start fully in February.
Making excuses to disabled people, the official told journalists that the state spends more than $56,000 for each hemophilia patient. At the moment, there are 568 patients in Kazakhstan. More than $20 million from the state budget will be spent this year alone to provide them with medicine. On Tuesday, the former bodyguard of Mukhtar Jakishev was questioned in Saryarkin District Court, reported the appointment attorney Hakan Baykanov. The defendants' families, however, are very vocal about their disapproval of the lawyers provided by the state. The new hearing almost ended with a scandal. The next story has more.
After the hearings on Tuesday, attorney Hakan Baykanov said that the court began to review the case related to the former bodyguard of Mukhtar Jakishev. Talgat Kustabayev is accused of exceeding his authority. Despite the protest of defendants and their families, state attorneys continue leading the defense of Talgat Kustabayev and Mukhtar Jakishev. The court ignored the renunciation of state defense. I want to take a sick leave and abandon the case. Please understand that I don't want to simulate. No one asks you to simulate anything. During the preliminary trial, Talgat wrote a cancellation of the agreement with Hakan Baykanov and asked for attorney Aytkalieva, as he does not trust Baykanov. The main question for the wives of the defendants is how the appointed attorneys became part of the trial and ended up on the list of advocates with access to national secrets. There is, however, no reasonable answer to that. The attorney still does not want to communicate with the defendant's wife. One day ago, however, she was able to ask Isatayev a few questions. According to Jakishev's spouse, the attorney told her that it was she who financed the exaggerated scandal in press. It sounded as it was an orchestrated PR campaign. Excuse me, but I have neither funds nor possibilities for that. You need to be some media magnate to control all of this, to negotiate everything. I have no time for that. The next hearing will take place on January 27. According to Jakisheva, it is possible that another lawyer of her husband will take over as a defender.